Hi, my name is Dustin Apgar. I ride motorcycles. Right now, I currently own my own shop. I won a world title in '04, which is pretty wild for stunt riding. Got kind of bored with that, so now I road race. And road race is really an adrenaline-packed sport, and I have a lot of fun pushing myself to the limits. So I came across Evo when I was racing motorcycles, and after meeting Jay and seeing the whole Evo Ultrafit package and seeing how fast these people are moving around, I can only make my bike go so fast, so I needed to step up to the next level. 6 months ago, I started actually training with the system. My very first time I ever used the Evo system was at a Chuckwalla event. I did really good at the track that day, up to the point of I actually crashed halfway through the day. I was trying to show off. I had a few issues with my wrist at that point. He hooked me up to the Evo machine. It was a little scary at first. I was screaming like a little girl. The machine wasn't even on a quarter or halfway. From that point on, I dropped 3 seconds after crashing and him working on my arm. And 3 seconds a lap was kind of a lot, especially after crashing. Right there was like an eye-opener for me, and I started walking the right path since then. When I first met Jay, Jay told me how he could put me on the Evo machine and how he could make me faster without doing anything but riding a motorcycle. For the longest time, I had a hard time believing that. At first, it didn't make sense to me. I go from the same track to training and back to the same track, and I can ride longer and harder and not feel like I even rode. Makes me really want to keep doing it even harder. Like I want to just push and push. 3 months ago I rode on the track. I did rather well. I usually burn off between right around 10 gallons of fuel for the day. Not only do I burn out 10 gallons of fuel, usually I ride for 4 to 6 half-hour sessions. And in a half-hour session, realistically, you're doing 25 minutes. I would take a nap halfway through my day. I would do 3 sessions, maybe 4 sessions, take a nap, come back out in the afternoon, and usually do 1 or 2 sessions tops, and then call it a day. I felt really good. I got my burn on. The end of the day where I'd be pushing hard and I wouldn't necessarily turn on that exact apex point, or I would just be blowing a corner because I couldn't release the brake just correctly. And basically that's when I'd call it a day. I was worn out and I'd call it a day. I could physically feel my muscles saying, hey, I'm worn out, you're not in full control going at this speed. And this past month when I was out at the track, same exact track that I was at 3 months ago, I dropped 10 seconds a lap. After dropping 10 seconds a lap, I sustained that every single lap. To the point of I rode all 4 sessions in the morning to where I sat at the gate waiting for them to let me on, to where I burned off all 30 minutes. I didn't cheat myself. And in those 30-minute sessions, I was running the fastest I'd ever rode on the track, to the point of I burned 10 gallons of fuel before lunch. I had to send someone to the store to go get me more fuel so I could ride in the afternoon. I didn't take a nap. During lunch, I was actually training a few people, and I rode all afternoon. And in the afternoon sessions, I rode harder in the afternoon than I did in the morning, to the point of I never blew one corner. I never felt fatigued. I felt like I could squeeze my brake lever and twist my throttle as hard as I could every corner from point 0 to end point, which was a lot of motivation for me, because like the fact that I can ride as fast as I want to ride and as hard as I can possibly ride and not care and not worry about the next lap and just keep riding as hard as I want to ride, made it a really fun, adrenaline-packed day. Crank the machine up and push yourself to the point of, this is as hard as I can physically do it. no matter what you're doing out there for fun, for leisure, for sport, for your job, if you can push harder in here, that is just so much easier. And it's going to be easier to the point of it's going to be easy all day. I mean, I started this adventure with having hernia issues, and I haven't been able to do a sit-up before this, and now I can do 100 sit-ups, and I haven't had a hernia problem since. And the fact that I can ride this hard and work out this hard and not have any stomach issues, period. It was hard to believe something like this isn't more mainstream because it works so well and so efficiently. I feel enlightened.